everybody, welcome back to an episode of the 3 Count. I'm War Machine MJ, and I'm here today to talk about Smackdown. Yeah, not much of a show for Smackdown. It's kind of meh, but it had its good moment where we kicked off the show with the big red machine, the big red monster. Kane made his return in quite some time. Um, Kane stepped out, started talking about how the Royal Rumble was, his ticket to the big leagues. Of course, Kane has been in the most Royal Rumbles. He formerly held the record of most eliminations in a single Rumble. He currently holds the most eliminations career-wise and the most time spent in the Rumble career-wise. So yeah, the big red mayor of Knox County is still holding them records down. But in the middle of his session, he was interrupted by Bray Wyatt of Firefly Funhouse. And, of course, Bray Wyatt, the Fiend, I should say, attacked Kane in his most recent return. And, Bray said, "Oh, I haven't forgot about you," but spoiler alert, neither has he. Of course, the lights go down, the weird red lighting comes up, and then the weird scary track kicks up as Kane is, heading off towards the stage. He's stopped at the foot of the ramp, and behind him in the ring, the Fiend crawls up through the ring, trying to get Kane before Kane can figure out what's going on. Kane just picks the mic up and says, "What took you so long?" Of course, the Fiend had that what moment when he was got by Daniel Bryan, who ambushed him with a knee plus, just started tearing into him. And as the Fiend made his retreat, of course, Daniel Bryan made off with a trophy of his own, with a fistful of Bray Wyatt's dreadlocks. So yeah, Team Hell No is still holding it down. Afterwards, it was announced that Daniel Bryan would have a strap match against the Fiend at the Rumble for the Universal title. I mean, that's kind of a good idea. Make sure he doesn't use his spooky magic to get away. Next, we had the in-ring return of John Morrison, aka Jomo, as he took on Big E of the New Day. Of course, John Morrison came back with his signature slow down entrance choice, and yeah, this man has not lost a step away from the WWE circle. He with some assist from The Miz, got the victory over Big E with the Starship Pain. That corkscrew moonsault, that's still just fantastic. Next, we had the Usos taking on the Revival in a quick match. Of course, these two teams put on a killer match no matter if it's long or if it's short. However, the returning Usos got the win over the Revival. Next, we had earlier in the night we had a brawl between Lacey Evans, Bayley, and Sasha Banks, where in the middle of the scrum, Sasha got her ankle injured and she was sawn to by a trainer, or attended to by a trainer, I should say. Then in walks Adam Pearce, one of the backstage producers, who tells Sasha that she has been away from SmackDown long enough that she needs to go out there and have her one-on-one match against Lacey Evans. Of course, she's not cleared to compete with a busted ankle, so Adam Pearce decided to put on his big boy pants and said, "Okay, fine, Bayley, get out there. You're her replacement." So we got this one-on-one match, and it was a decent match. However, in the end, Lacey Evans connected with a woman's right, and she will be facing Bayley at the Rumble for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Next, we had Elias singing another song. And of course, he was interrupted by Sami Zayn, Cesaro, and Shinsuke Nakamura. And basically, they basically interrupted Elias and said they weren't gonna give Braun Strowman an IC Championship match. Instead, Shinsuke Nakamura, the current Intercontinental Champion, will be into the Royal Rumble. And then Elias started singing a brand new song, bashing the trio. Of course, they didn't take too kindly with that. Beat him up, and then that's when Braun Strowman came out and made the assist. So, yeah. Next, we had Alexa Bliss, of course, Blissy Baby, and her best friend Nikki Cross. As Alexa Bliss took on Sonya Deville in a one-on-one match. This was an alright match. Down the stretch, however, Mandy Rose got up on the turnbuckle to distract Alexa Bliss when Nikki Cross shoved her off the top rope and into the waiting arms of Otis. Sonya Deville, of course, distracted by this, was rolled up by Little Miss Bliss, and of course, Blissy Baby got the victory. And finally, in the main event, we had Roman Reigns take on Bobby Roode in a tables match. The winner got to pick the stipulation for the Baron Corbin Roman Reigns match. During the match, of course, Baron Corbin and Dolph Ziggler and the Usos got involved. The finish saw Baron Corbin kind of retreating as he watched the onslaught unfold, as the Usos put Dolph Ziggler through an announce table, and then Roman speared Bob Roode through a table to cement his victory. And of course, he made the match that the two of them that him and Corbin will face off in a Falls Count Anywhere match prior to their match at the Rumble. So, that being said, that was SmackDown in a nutshell. It was, like I said, it was a whatever show. Anyway, that being said, I'm War Machine MJ, and I will see you guys next time.